Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner, my hard mode challenge in the Drowned Lands. So this is Drowned Lands logging episode 2. It looks like I'm in the same place that I left off, because I am. I've done a few things off camera before starting this episode. The Taymyr is there behind the fuel tanker. That fuel tanker is empty and the Taymyr needs fuel. But fuel is going to have to be brought to it because the Taymyr also needs to do some scout related contests, so I'll bring some fuel down here. I think this sinking swimmer, I'm a little bit worried about this one for the Taymyr because the Taymyr isn't a swimming vehicle. 6 minutes to get to 5 waypoints all around the lake, so I'll try it in the Taymyr, and if the Taymyr struggles because it doesn't have wading capability, then I'll have to use the Taker or something else. But yeah, so I'll leave the Taymyr here, and then I've also moved the Dan up, ready to load its next batch of logs when the Aramatsu gets there, and I've also moved the Azov up to base, just kind of consolidated and tidied up the map a little bit, as we're more or less, apart from the contest, finished with the south side of the map. And we have to deliver one batch of long logs down to this sawmill. But before we can do that, the Aramatsu is going to deliver 2 lots of medium logs into this farm. And hopefully I've got enough fuel to get there, take what's left, which is about 90 litres, in this scout fuel carrier, and then get out of there and get back to the railway station area to then load up the next batches. So yeah, hopefully goes to plan. Last episode didn't exactly go to plan, but I've now got all of the fuel that's available here. There's a little bit left in the Taymyr. I'm not going to completely drain the Taymyr, but I do intend to bring fuel to this location, do those contests that are based in this area, and then take that fuel back to garage. And it's going to be so there's this episode, and then I'm pretty sure there'll be at least 1, maybe 2 more after this to wrap up the contest, because there are 4 contests. They're fairly time consuming to set up and get you ready for, so we'll see. I'm delivering these with the Aramatsu because they're packed and loaded, but I have put the medium logging body on the Azov, so the next 2 trips into the farm for medium logs I'll do with the Azov, not with the Aramatsu. The Aramatsu will just be a log loader then. Take it to the railway station and use it for loading, but don't move it until it gets put back in the garage and retained for the next series. So I'm going to take it in here rather than going through the muddy bit. Well, it looks like there ought to be a route up through there, doesn't there? But I'm not going to try it. I'm going to stick to the route that Ace pointed out. Right, so I turn left somewhere soon. I think it was just before this bus stop. No, it wasn't, it was here. So if I can do it safely, this is where I turn left. That's that repacked. Try and get a winch onto that big tree. Put it into low. Dip lock. My winch is too far out. Got away with that so far. We're not finished yet. I nearly said we're not out of the woods then. And then I stopped myself before the pun was too cringeworthy. And then I said it anyway. I need low, I think. And see if I can get a winch onto a better tree. Like that one. That is low as well. Don't run out of fuel. Get over the brow of this hill. Yeah, I probably should have just transferred this cargo to the Azov and did this trip with the Azov, I think. But then it'd be interesting to have. I've now got a point of comparison, right? This Aramatsu struggles on that terrain. Now that when I did this as a test run, this didn't seem as steep as it looks when you actually drive down it. So that was alright. The end of it was alright anyway. Engine off. Cargo. 1, 2. I'm gonna go and get some fuel. And then dip lock my way out of here, same way I came in. Should be alright, empty. And the only advantage really to using this for the delivery is that I have a crane on me. If I did drop the logs, I could reload myself, whereas the Azov wouldn't be able to do that. But the Azov is quicker, more sure-footed, and probably more fuel efficient. Right, so I'm going to drop this trailer here so the Azov can get past it. I don't need 8 wheels to load logs, do I? So I don't need to fix myself just yet. But the Azov can get past to grab that trailer. And then I just need to put myself in position bit more fuel to load long logs on the loading platform, and there's unlimited supply. 1, 2, 3, and then crane. And yeah, as I said at the start, the Dan I brought up from the sawmill before I started recording the episode. And we'll get the Dan delivery done first, because that then will complete that contract, and then we'll only have the 2 trips of medium to do with the Azov, and then it's contests. Logging just takes so long though that I don't think I'll get to the contest today. I doubt it. Didn't want to. Sometimes it's difficult to only pick one up, but if they balance okay, it's alright. Would you look at that? Don't know why the other 2 don't have pink dots on. Change into the Dan. Pack cargo, yes. Right, so I've got 139 litres of fuel in the Dan, and that is not enough to get to the delivery point. We're now looking at up and running again, and the delivery point is down at the sawmill. That's not enough to get down there and back, which means, and I don't have any more fuel on the map, which means it's now time to get in the garage, if it'll let me select it. A little canned loaf, not used the loaf for a while. Truck storage, and I am going to bring through the Fleet Star, because that, yeah, 240 litres in its own fuel tank, plus it should have 1800 litres here. So I'm going to pay 3,500 to deploy it, and that is a lot less money than buying fuel on this map at $6 a litre. And then, yeah, and it's, you can see there it's full from the green hologram shape. So I'll now take this around. Well, actually, I think I will put it for now on the road and just park it up like that, so that anything coming past can do a drive-by fueling. And I'll probably need to drive this down to the where the Tatterin is in the central station, but now I can jump back in the Dan and grab some fuel on the way past. Coming into dark. Janky camera. And also I am being railroaded by these little, there we go, that's better. Get my wheels on the right side of those little barriers. Get past the Taymyr. Taymyr will be needed for contests, probably with a sideboard bed on it. I'm not going to use the Azov for the contest, it's just too slow. Orange Brothers, isn't it? That engine off, refuel. So I can access the add-on of the Fleet Star unless I get in the Fleet Star's cab. But I'm fine taking it out of the Fleet Star's main tank now the Dan is full. And then the route is the reverse of what I did to get here, but it's the standard route I use for going down that way. This is a little bit gnarly with logs, but I still think it's better than trying to get across that bridge. And then from then on, it's just follow your nose down to the sauna. They're easy peasy. Let's get on with it. Lights on. Did I put the lights on then? No, turn them on. So there's a couple of pretty bumpy bits on this route, one of which is here. But I think once you get past that bridge, you get past this bit, it's not too bad. Just be a bit cautious going through this stream, that I don't get on an adverse camber and drop the logs. So I don't want to tempt fate, but that was the bit I was most worried about, not getting through that without hitting a bad camber. What I can do is take a winch off the back end and get some movement from the tree. Yeah, I've not tried this with such a heavy cargo on before. Is there anything else I can winch to? I don't think these side trees are big enough. So like there to there, that's not going to do me any favours at all, I don't think. This might be another case of being stuck underneath a tree as well. A bad terrain problem. So while I let that reset itself, just to let that tree despawn and see if it'll move. Let's get the as of loaded with medium logs. I will be selling that Fleet Star once it's empty. I don't see it as a end game truck. Got me left and right. Doesn't help, but I can't really see where I'm going. Right. Change into the power star. Cargo, medium logs, loading platform. Working lights. It's a good thing to do in the dark. If that Dan is stuck, I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to take the Taygr and pull it out. There's no point struggling with it if it's stuck. It's only got, that's the only batch of long logs that I've got to do. So it's not, and it's not like there's a better route. Go the crane. I'm low on fuel, but change the truck to the Azov. Pack the cargo, and then I'm going to jump back in the Dan and see if that tree, that fir tree that was underneath my wheels, has despawned, and whether that means I can now move. Put it in low. It's moving slowly. Can't see my wheels because it's dark, and obviously I can't detach my trailer, and there's nothing to winch to. So yeah, no messing. Engine off again. Over to the Taygr. Drop the trailer. Let's go get that Dan moving because I want to get that delivery done if nothing else. Lights on. Engine on. Come on and Dan, let's go. Right. Engine on. Change trucks. Lights on. And off we go. Thanks, Taymyr. So long, mate. I see lights. I see a sawmill sign. Here we go. The penultimate contract. So I got an achievement in the last episode. When I looked it up, it was for completing all contracts in the game. So I'm assuming that the base game originally didn't have logging, because logging is contracts. It's not like it's not a contract. But the achievement said that I'd already completed all of the contracts, and I got it for completing the last non-logging contract. So I guess the base game originally didn't have logging. Is that true? Anyway, unload. This is the third and final batch, so this will complete. Up and running. The supply is good and the mill is running again. Well done. 10 grand. Not bad, 10 grand. Quite a lot of work for it, but it pays. It starts giving profit after paying off this trailer. And speaking of which, I have no other reason to come back to this depot, and I can't recoup my cost by selling that trailer. So as I've done on previous regions, I'm going to just dump that trailer there and drive the Dan back to the garage for retaining without the trailer. But I'm not going to do that now. Coming into a little bit of daylight, the Dan can park there and I'll move it probably off cam. It's just got to drive back up the route that we just did. In the meantime, into the Azov and get these medium logs delivered. Let's all go. Janky camera. So this is down to the farm where we delivered with the Aramatsu, and then back here for another batch, and we've got to do this. So we've got to do this trip twice. Refuel on the way past the Fleet Star. Oh, it's getting exciting. It's time to start thinking about another region. Not going to take too long really now. Can I get enough out of the Fleet Star to fill me up? Yeah. So same as before, I'll rebuild the Fleet Star next time I have to jump into that cab. And then I'll get this down to the farm. I'll probably time-lapse this trip, looking at the length of the episode, because I want to do them both in this episode. Right, so here we are passing the garage, which means that it's almost time to turn left. Now, let's just have a quick look. Handbrake, engine off. Where they're actually going off there. Because that was quite steep when I came off this bit of the road. It's quite steep to actually leave the road. Whereas here, I wonder if that's more... It just looks like it's a bigger hill, doesn't it? But maybe it's a better gradient than just going up a steep hill. One thing I will say, this is definitely the better truck for doing this delivery rather than driving the Aramatsu backwards and forwards 3 times. It's nice to drive something that's got predictable steerage, for one thing. More consistent speed possible. So this is a slightly more dodgy bit. But otherwise, that is definitely an easier way to get off the road. And then this bit shouldn't be too bad. He says. Tempting fate as usual. And usually when I do things like that, fate gives me a slap in the face. Right. Engine off, cargo 4 of 6 done. Rinse and repeat. So turn around and back out. One more trip, 2 lots of logs, and we're done. Certainly for this episode, I think. I'll go back out that way that I did on the Aramatsu, but I think the way I just went in was easier with a full load of cargo than trying to get up through this steep bank. Right, that's me safely back on the road. So I'll see you guys back at the Aramatsu for the next batch of logs to be loaded. Right, so here we are back at the Aramatsu. Let's get some logs loaded. Loading platform, medium logs, 1, 2, 3. Engine, crane mode. That should be the last loading job, as long as I don't screw anything up on this delivery. And as long as this packs, it should. And looking at my fuel there, I didn't refuel on the way back in, so I didn't, the round trip there and back didn't use half a tank as of very fuel efficient. Right, so one more delivery, exactly the same as the last one, and we're done with contracts. I will top up anyway on the way out, even though I didn't use a half tank there and back, so there's no logical reason why I should need to top up now, but it's just a peace of mind thing that I rather would. Let's get this delivered. I don't really need to do a time lapse of the same thing that I just drove, so I will cut to the fuel station where I leave the road again. See you guys there. Okay, here we are back at the fuel station, getting ready to leave the road again. See if we can pull that same trick off twice. Leave the road here. Straight over that brow of the hill. So I haven't 100% decided on the next region, except that it is going to be one of the snow regions because I just fancy getting back to a bit of snow. I don't mind mixing it up. I've quite enjoyed Taymyr. Different type of challenge, different set of trucks. It's always fun, and I have enjoyed it. But I've got a hankering to get back to some snow. And it's probably, I would say, if I was going to gamble on it, I would say chances are it would be like Cov to Kola Peninsula. 2 maps, get in there. Relatively short series, I think. Unless I just get in there and it's 2 small maps with very complicated contracts. But yeah, I think probably Cov. Because a Muir looks massive. And I could spend a lot of episodes in there. Right, so last ever Taymyr contract. Cargo safely delivered. 1, 2. East wind. We're happy so long as the farmers are happy. Here's what you're due. 16,800. So again, clear profit because I've already on previous medium deliveries made my money back on the trailer. So that's clear profit, and that puts us up to 262,000 profile balance. And I have got some trucks that I want to sell. So we're sitting pretty good for money at the minute. I'm going to start to seriously think about if I want to buy anything, what I would buy, what I would sell, and tidy up the stable a little bit. So that's that one. And it is the last thing I'm going to do in this episode. I'm just by way of, before signing off, so it's not confusing in the next one, what I'm going to do is, as per the long log trailer, I have no need whatsoever for this trailer and I cannot recoup the costs. I can't sell it and I don't need it, so I'm just going to leave it there. But what I am going to do, I was thinking about this while I was driving down, is the empty scout fuel trailer back here that the Arabatsu drained out, I am going to take it with me on a tow rope out of here when I take the Azov out. And the reason for that is I'm going to put the fuel that's in the Fleet Star into this trailer, and then this will be more easy to move around with whichever trucks are doing contests on a tow rope even. Like if I do a contest with the Tayga, I'll drag this on a tow rope and the Tayga probably won't even notice, it won't affect the time. And then this will be an easier way of moving that fuel around the map to the Tatooine and so on for the contest, because that's all that's left to do is fuel for contests, and then we're done with the map. So yeah, I just wanted to explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing that. And next time you see this trailer, it'll probably be back at base. I'll drive this Azov back off camera. I'll drive the Dan back off camera. I'll get the Tayga back after it did the little mini rescue earlier off camera, and I'll take this little trailer with me. So, and at the start of the next episode I should be staged and ready to start the contests. And I'll do a bit of research on exactly what they each need, but it looks to me like there's 2 that are cargo deliveries and 2 slots each, and 2 that are scout related, visiting waypoints. But that's enough for this episode. thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you've enjoyed my exploits in Taymyr so far. Hope you're looking forward to me crashing and burning on contests. But they should all be easy to get silver on. That's the most important thing. From a completion perspective, none of them are as dangerous as the Alaska ones, where there's a risk of not completing them at all in 3 attempts. So yeah, just quite relaxed about it, but still would like to get gold if I can. I hope to see you in the next episode. In the meantime, thank you and goodbye.